Canada curious? This is the Yes We Canada podcast, the Progressive's Guide to Getting the Fuck Out. This episode, 2022. Forget about it!
One Christmas, long before we knew the full extent of the Catholic Church's residential school genocide, I went to midnight mass. My in-laws, lapsed Catholics, were going for the cultural experience, and I got in the car. We went to a humble little country church, woody, old, and creaky. It smelled like frankincense. The organ played what could only be called religious bumpers and stings. Well, not exactly, but that's close enough. An elderly woman entered the pulpit stage left. I was shocked. A woman priest? Geez, the Catholics are getting pretty liberal out here in the country. Then I realized she was Father's opening act. I guess she's called the church deacon or some such thing.
We have good news. We have good news,
she croaked. Now I'm thinking this is fantastic. They must have reached their goal for the funding drive to fix the roof or change the bell or some such maintenance-oriented thing. But no.
We have good news. Jesus loves us.
Well, tabernacle. I guess I was wrong on that one. Once Father's opening act was done, he makes his entrance. He's roomy. Poor old guy has a terrible cold, but you can't miss Mass on Christmas. I feel sorry for him. And then Father Arsenault delivers the serum. No, that's not it. It's the sermon. He reads from the Bible, and he reads from the Bible, and he reads from the Bible. Something about a contractor, a virgin, a mangy kid, and some shepherds, one of whom was kind of smart. I don't know. I missed a lot because my mind wandered and wandered and wandered. After an hour and a half or so, Father wrapped her up. Never said a word, not one word to his congregation about anything that might be currently happening in their lives. Nothing on the food bank, nothing on family discord, nothing on marital challenges, poverty, giving. Not a word. Dude, your houses of worship are empty, they're turning cathedrals into condos, your market share is plunging, and the only thing you talk to your people about happened 2,000-odd years ago? Really? Now you guys know that we've had some close encounters with God on the pod this season. And let me tell you, he's not wanting for me that... It seems to me that Father has an obligation to... Oh shit, here we go. Hold on for a sec, guys. I gotta deal with this.
Matthew. Good Bible names, boys. Good Bible names.
God, we didn't expect you on the pod today. But, it's always good to see you. We're just in the middle of taping the last episode for the season, kind of a wrap-up of 2022.
Love the pod show, Matthew. Was in the hood, thought I'd drop by and say bless you, and keep you.
Thank you, God. That's very kind of you.
Kind is my brand. Look, can't stay long, got a lot to do. George Santos needs to touch up his CV. Kevin McCarthy's lying again about gun control. But before I can get back to work, I gotta say something about this church losing market share business you've been spouting off about.
Sir, my platform is your platform.
Our global market share is huge. We just finished a new campaign, got a new cut line. Check it out, I did the voiceover myself. Christianity, now with extra Jesus. Pretty good, huh? Snappy. I'm very excited about it. It's gonna be huge. So Matthew, cut the crap about losing market share. There's a Bible in every Motel 6 room on the planet. When you can say that about your podcast, we can talk.
Oh shit, he's pissed. Chris, see if you can get him on the line again, would you? While the control room chases the big guy, let's move on to some more important stuff about where to live. Americans, The Economist has listed the 10 most livable cities in North America, and in order they are: Calgary, Canada; Vancouver, Canada; Toronto, Canada. Montreal, Canada. Atlanta, Canada. Oh, okay. Atlanta, not Canada. Atlanta, Georgia. 4 Canadian cities in the top 5 places to live in North America. Is this rating because The Economist is a commie pinko rag that supports our socialist dictator with the girly boy socks, Justin Trudeau? No. It's because policies like publicly funded healthcare make health sense and economic sense. People don't go bankrupt when they get sick. Publicly funded daycare makes economic sense and parenting sense. So parents don't spend half their income on childcare while they work and contribute to society and contribute to the tax base. Republicans, are you listening? Oh yeah, and we're not drilling for oil in our national parks, just saying. So yes, Canada is a good place to live. With some exceptions, of course. I'm not going to go into that today because it's too fucking cold. So now that we know you're moving, Americans, I got to talk to my Canadians. I got to get back to you in a minute. So go make a sandwich or something because this is not going to be pretty. And believe me, you don't need to hear it. Go on. Shoo. Go on. Get. Go on. Canadians, what the fuck is going on? What is going on with this cop killing bullshit? 5 cops have been killed in Canada in the last year alone. 5. In the past 9 years, 5 cops were killed in the line of duty in Canada. And now, in 1 year, no, not even 1 year. Since September of 2022, we lost 5. What the fuck is going on? This is not Canadian. And of course, the cops have been returning fire. More than 87 times, Canadian cops have shot at their citizenry last year, killing 47 people, some of them innocent bystanders, some of them unarmed in the midst of a psychotic episode. 47 people killed by the police in Canada in 2022, a 25% increase over the previous year. And do I need to mention that the largest percentage of those killed by the police were people of color? No, I do not need to mention that. Why? Because you know that already. So everybody, drop your guns.
Shots fired. Back to the future. Whoa. Catching air like I hit a floated Buddha. Whoa. Move bitch out the way like I'm Luda. I'm making moves like I'm doing Kama Sutra.
Okay, my Americans, you can come back now, and I hope that was a big-ass sandwich you made on your break, because I know y'all love your portions large. In fact, so large that your military has called obesity the largest barrier to recruitment of young people. You know, maybe in retrospect, the Army's former recruitment slogan, "Be all you can be," wasn't so smart after all.
And I'm not the only one. You can do it in the Army.
Okay, my American wokies and wokettes, let's get back to work here. You're feeling pretty good, right? Democracy didn't perish in your midterms. The red tsunami became a red trickle. All of Humpty Trumpty's election-denying candidates lost. You own the Senate. Hot damn. So, move to Canada? Why on earth would I do that? Don't y'all have a truck parking problem up there? Nah, we fixed that. Come on up. We have a king now. But first, we need a moment to talk about our dearly departed Queen.
The BBC is interrupting its normal programmes to bring you an important announcement. Buckingham Palace has announced the death of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. The Queen died peacefully at Balmoral this afternoon.
On the throne for 70 years. Here at Yes We Canada, oh man, we didn't see that coming. I mean, she was 96, but she was reigning. Man, she was like robust, hardy, pip, you know, wow. In the media, an obituary written prior to the death of the subject is called a cold cut. Well, there were no cold cuts of Queen Liz at the Yes We Canada news desk. Blimey, no one saw this coming, did we? Our monarch, Liz, installs the moron Liz Truss as Prime Minister on a Wednesday and croaks on a Friday. What's that, like royal performance art or something?
Prime Minister in waiting, may I call you Liz?
one Liz to another. I've served my people for over 70 years. With your fiscal blundering, I expect you will serve your people for 70 hours. You're a tit. I'm out of here. Oh, my. The palace sprung into action. The death scene had been rehearsed for years. Simulations had been run. Interdepartmental protocols were well established.
We must summon the family. The Prince of Wales is at Dumfries House in Ayrshire. Prince Charles is at Balmoral. The Duchess of Cornwall is at Birkhall. The Sussex are at Frogmore Cottage. The Earl and Countess of Wessex are at Bagshot. Good Lord, where's Prince Andrew?
No one gives a fuck about where Prince Andrew is. I'm under medical supervision. I'm not daft. Okay, take 2. Oh, dear. Ouch.
Prince Harry's en route by chopper. The Duchess of Sussex, Meghan, is indisposed recording her podcast.
Okay, so that happened. Then Liz Truss and her Conservatives delivered their fall economic statement and utterly shit the bed with tax cuts for the rich and rectal pain for everyone else. Liz Truss was forced by her party to resign after only 1,080 hours in power. And then the Conservatives elected their first ethnic Prime Minister ever, Rishi Sunak. Really? An ethnic, you say? Blimey, I didn't know ethnics came in Conservative. Cheerio. Pip pip. Yes, and with the British economy in the crapper, it's the winter of heat or eat in Great Britain. Because that's what you get with Conservatives in every country. Infighting, incompetence, and inbreeding. Brexit, the Conservative racist legacy that brought you heat or eat. Should we talk about Liz Truss's obscene prime ministerial pension for her 45 days of service to the nation? £115,000 a year for life for ruining the economy in 45 days. I'm pretty sure I could ruin your country's economy for £115,000 a year for life in 42 days.
Never in the field of human conflict was so much owed by so many to so few.
My people come from the Republic of Latvia, and not all that long ago. So my DNA knows a few things about armed Russians visiting my people's country. Spasiba. In February of 2022, little Vlad Poot invaded Ukraine.
Not invasion. Special military operation. Not invasion.
No? How about
military genocidal operation?
The Russian generals told Vlad it would take 10 days to roll Ukraine.
It's walk-in park. Tank up, comrades. It's walk-in park. Spasiba.
Vlad, personal note here. Do not fuck with a democratically elected comedian. Your life is going from Vlad to worse. You're a war criminal, and please forgive my lack of protocol, scumbag, but calling the Jewish president of Ukraine a Nazi? That's a little rich. I know that putting the Soviet Union, the Russian Empire back together is high on your bucket list. You know what's on my bucket list? Seeing you in a prisoner's box at the World Court in The Hague. Order! Order! Every year, the editorial team at Yes We Canada pick our quote of the year. In 2021, it came from the George Floyd trial, where one of the witnesses of Floyd's murder at the hands of Officer Derek Chauvin said, "We were so afraid for his life that we called the cops on the cops." This year, the quote of the year goes to the democratically elected comedian / hero of the independent country Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky. Early in the conflict, when the U.S. thought Kyiv would fall to the Russian invasion, they tried to arrange Zelensky's safe passage out of the country so he could set up a government in exile. Zelensky is reported to have said to the Americans,
"The fight is here. I need ammunition, not a ride."
In Karaj, protesters stood their ground despite gunshots being fired. And they vowed to be back, chanting, "Until the mullahs are gone, our homeland won't be free."
Okay, message to the mullahs: real men, powerful men, spiritual men recognize women as their partners, as their equals, as a powerful force for a healthy society. Cowards kill women for not correctly wearing their headscarves. Cowards close schools to women and fire them from their government jobs. Motherfuckers, you will lose this fight. Mark my words, it may take some time, but you will lose. Okay, enough international geopolitics from your amateur global affairs analyst. Can we talk about your real estate maggot? I mean, real estate mogul, Donald J. Trump? You think you had a bad year last year. Nada compared to the Don. The Trump Organization was found guilty of all 17 charges of tax fraud in New York. Then, all of Donald's chosen election-denying midterm candidates lost their elections. Then, the January 6th committee recommended that the Justice Department charge Trump criminally for the January 6th, normal tourist visit to the Capitol, where 5 people died in Trump's artisanal insurrection. Then Trump's CFO went to the slammer for 6 months. And George is considering charging him with election tampering. In December, my boy Donnie's tax returns were released by Congress, which is completely normal for a president, except Trump's returns revealed a company with one business loss after another. And if it wasn't for Daddy Fred Trump's wise 1970s real estate investments, the Trump Organization would have had just losses in recent years and paid no taxes at all. The grab-em-by-the-pussy grifter is also a loser, who's also fighting charges of rape, election finance abuse, and a host of other indictments. So when you wake up on a gray, cold winter morning,
at least I'm not Donald Trump.
Americans, this is a lot to take in. You must be hungry. Go make another sandwich. I got to talk to my Canadians again for a minute. Go on. Go.
Do it. He's in tune. Okay, good day. Welcome to the Great White North on Bob McKenzie. How's it going?
Good day, eh? Okay, people, as we wrap up last year, I'm concerned. In 2022, Canadian truckers held their bouncy castle revolution in Ottawa. Now, I speak fluent trucker, and I had no fucking idea what they were trying to achieve with their truck parking exercises gone wild. They wanted to meet with the Governor General so she could dissolve the Liberal government so the truckers would not have to get vaccinated. Freedom! After 3 weeks of making life hell for the people in the downtown core of Ottawa, after the chief of police was fired, after it became clear that none of the 4 police departments in the jurisdiction had any kind of plan whatsoever, the government invoked the never-before-used Emergencies Act, an act written in 1988, long before Al Gore invented the internet. Now, during this urban parking festival, there were 3 notable things going on. The first was that the truckers were raising money like nobody's business, over $10 million US, more than 60% of which came from outside of Canada, mostly from y'all, the US. 'Cause nobody is better at patriotism than y'all. The other thing to note is that the cops tried to order the tow truck companies in to tow the trucks away, but the tow truck companies, who get all their business from truckers, said, "Nah, we're not really into it, eh?" Then it was confirmed that the truckers were getting police intelligence from where else? The police. Against this backdrop of right-wing anarchy, with the odd swastika thrown in just to destabilize the Jewish truckers, the Conservative Party of Canada appeared to support the movement.
The Honourable Andrew Scheer.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Shannon. I want to thank all my colleagues from the Conservative Party for being here with me, our members of Parliament who have been fighting against this terrible Liberal government that is attacking our energy sector. But most importantly, I want to thank all of you in the United We Rule convoy who have come all the way from Western Canada, Ottawa, to let your voices be heard.
When the Canadian government invokes the Emergencies Act, kind of like your martial law on a budget, they're obliged by the law to convene a commission of inquiry to validate if this act, which is on the far edges of democracy, was in fact called for. And that commission, which took place in Ottawa last fall, was some of the most revealing political theater ever captured in Canadian history.
But proceedings were interrupted. The lawyer for the convoy organizers, Brendan Miller, challenged the commissioner, accusing him of not ruling on some of Miller's requests.
There's no question we want to get at the truth, but you know what? It's a very complex issue, and it's not all about what you want.
Sir, we filed 2 motions in writing
you're speaking,
that has not been ruled on, and they've been filed for days.
I will take a break while you're asked to leave. I will return in 5 minutes if security could deal with
You know, at the end of the year, my Canadian people were not feeling all that woke. They elected Conservative governments in Ontario and Quebec. In Alberta, a madwoman, Daniel Smith, took over from the provincial Conservative scumbag Jason Kenney. And right-winger Pierre Poilievre, who became the new leader of the Conservative Party and leader of His Majesty's loyal opposition, kept chanting, "Just inflation, just inflation, just inflation," for so long that the Speaker of the House of Commons told him to shut the fuck up. And in other news, the Pope came to Canada to say to our Indigenous brothers and sisters, "Sorry about the genocide, eh? Papa, next time you come to Canada, bring the wife. And bring the millions of dollars in restitution your organization promised but never delivered to the Indigenous peoples." What a shit show. Okay, my Americans, you can come back now because we're going to wrap up the year-end wrap-up like Hollywood likes it, with some feel-good stories, something heroic, some feel-good shit to send you into the new year full of piss and vinegar, ready to go, optimistic, excited. Let's see here. What have we got? Optimistic. Okay. No, not that. Oh, oof. Not that. Oh, yeah. Okay. Not that one either. Okay. Yeah, something, let's just roll the theme, shall we?
Season 2 of Yes We Canada was written and performed by Matt Zimble. The sound designer and mix engineer is Chris Leon. This season featured guest performances by Mio Edelman, Lynn Tremblay, Sky Irwin, and Leah Thompson. My name is Lisa Evans, and I'm your announcer. You probably recognized me, right? No? How about this one? This episode, Patriot Palooza, the rebellion that rocked the Capitol. No, that doesn't ring a bell? Okay, I got a ton of mail about this one. I'm sure you heard it. It was on season 1. British Columbia! Yeah, cool. That's me, Lisa Evans. I'm the announcer at Yes We Canada. I love announcing. It's fun. You get to say curse words with authority in front of a $7,000 vintage German microphone. Thanks for listening to Season 2 of Yes We Canada. We're out of here. Fuck yeah.